everyone. I hope you can hear me. And give me a second while I check out and see what is happening with the audio. And let me see here. Give me a second while I check out and see. Okay, looks like I can hear myself. So thank you so much for joining me. I have some news to share with you all, but drop me an emoji and let me know that you're here. Hey Lisa, thanks so much for joining. So if you're new here, if you've never been to one of my emoji readings before, if you are not familiar with who I am, my name is Krisell Valenzuela, and I am a multidimensional medium. The way I work with people and using my abilities is I'm a self-empowerment through self-love coach. So you're going to be seeing a lot of changes on my website. I do offer private readings, I do group readings, and I do all sorts of different things. And what I've learned about myself is that I've learned how to use, how to employ a lot of different tools. And what's evolving within me is the context for which I use those tools. So for those of you that are familiar, you may know that I offer one-on-one mentoring. So through my one-on-one mentoring, I do offer spiritual development through the mentoring, but I do it from the perspective of self-love and developing self-love, because even with spiritual development, it begins with you. Everything is a representation of the macrocosm and the universe. And so you yourself are the entire universe embodied. And that is why I teach it that way. So if you've ever thought about getting a reading with me, I suggest book soon, because I'm going to be changing up my offerings, and everything's going to really be contextual for that self-empowerment and self-love. I kind of already do that with my offerings today, because I offer total transparency sessions, and those are readings combined with energy healings for the sake of creating clarity and awareness for who you are, so you can be in more expression of what your soul came to be here. So that may be sticking around, but I'll probably be doing less mediumship readings and saving them for when I do group readings. And I'm actually doing a group reading this Saturday morning, and I think it's 9 a.m. Pacific time. So that's 12 p.m. Eastern time. And you can find information on how to register for the reading. It's a lot less than what I normally charge, because I'm doing it through this Sir Arthur Conan Doyle Foundation in Scotland. So thanks again, Lisa, for joining. Thank you, Denise, for joining. Thank you, Hannah, for joining. Because I'm going to be moving away from readings, I used to do these weekly lives where I would do readings, I would share teachings, etc., every Thursday. And what I'm finding is I'm going to be moving away from it. I may be bringing on my students more to be doing the readings, and me being there to support them as they do the readings. So expect to see less readings from me unless they're in the context of self-empowerment and self-love, and expect to see more of my students coming on here doing readings, if that is part of their intention for their development with me. So if you're new here, if you're not new here, welcome back. I just want to give a quick rundown of how we're going to play today. What we're going to do is we're going to start with a little meditation just to help ground our energy and raise our vibe. Makes it easier to read you. And then at the end of the meditation, I'll have you think about your intention, whether it be a question or whether it be someone that you want to connect with. And then I will have you post an emoji in the chat or in the comments. And then I will read from your emoji. And the way this works is it's like you are bottling up your intention in a jar and then sharing that with me. And you're putting like an emoji label on it. So your emoji doesn't actually tell me anything unless you've chosen an emoji that is connected to your intention, like something symbolic. But usually, I think people usually choose random ones, and so it usually has nothing to do with it. But that's just kind of how I use emoji. For those of you who haven't been around here, I started doing past life regressions. And the way, hey Aisha, thanks so much for joining. I started doing past life regressions, and the way I treat these past life regressions is as if it is the only session you'll ever have. And so I am going to start taking clients for past life regressions in June. I did training in, I don't know, September, August-ish timeframe of last year. And since then, I've just been doing sessions as practice, and I have to complete so many sessions in order to be listed on the Quantum Healing Hypnosis Technique directory. So if you're familiar with Dolores Cannon, I learned her method of past life regressions. I've completed level 1 training, and I'm in the middle of level 2 training. But I'm really excited because level 2 has really amplified how powerful and potent my past life regression sessions are. And I like to think of the kinds of things that you would address in a past life regression are when, let me take a step back. So anything that you're going through right now in your life, chances are it's been happening through different cycles in your life and different scenarios since you were a child. And because our life is composed of patterns and cycles repeating, it's not that we are necessarily on autopilot repeating our problems. It's that we're being given multiple opportunities to learn the lesson in different scenarios and with different depth. And so when I meet with a client for past life regressions, we talk about their whole life. And the reason why we talk about their whole life is because when you are under hypnosis, I can't wake you up and be like, what are you talking about? So it gives me context so that I can be the curious investigator in order to navigate your higher self channeling for your highest good, and your highest healing. So, and what I find is that because we are treating this as a total you history, the entire package, that it is immense healing and is very powerful. And for that reason, it is a total investment in yourself. Like if you are ready to make a huge change, and I'm not talking about drop in the bucket change. I'm like, let's turn the world upside down and be our highest version of ourselves. Those are the kinds of people that are ready for a quantum healing hypnosis technique session, that are ready for a past life regression session. And so if you are local to West Covina, California, so if you're in LA County, Inland Empire, or Orange County, then I have an office space. And then if you are not local, I also offer past life regressions virtually. It's not the exact same thing as quantum healing hypnosis technique, but I take the principles of it to be able to do it virtually. So you can join my mailing list if this interests you and you want to be, actually, I think it's already live on my website to book if it's something that you're interested in doing. And you are always, always, always welcome to book a discovery call with me if you are committed to your healing and want to learn more. So, what I'm going to do, oh, Lisa, you're going to have quantum healing hypnosis at the end of the month. Whew, you are ready then. That's all I got to say is that you are ready then. Okay, everyone, I want you to take a comfortable position and I want you to feel the floor beneath you. Feel the floor beneath you. Feel your seat beneath you. Relax your body. I can go ahead and close your eyes. I'm going to go ahead and lead us in a meditation and then we'll begin. So let's begin by taking a deep breath in through the nose for 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. And allow your breath to return to its normal rhythm. As you continue to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth, feel the deeper sense of focus as you breathe. Breathing with intention, breathing in spirit, exhaling stress, breathing in life, exhaling tension. Breathe in the freshness and newness of energy and exhale and release all of the experiences you had today that made you feel less than. Continue to breathe with intention, breathing in through the nose and out through your mouth. And as you continue this breath, I want you to feel your energy fall and sink from your head all the way through your body down to your toes, and feel that energy pull you down. Feel the weight of gravity bring you down closer to earth. And as you feel this energy pull you down, grounding you, feel that energy flow into the earth. Feel that energy flow into the earth as it drives deeper into the earth. And as it drives deeper into the earth, you feel yourself. You feel your strength. And you feel every bit of you come alive with excitement, with energy. And as this energy continues to flow deeper and deeper and deeper into the earth, it connects with the earth's golden light core. And in this moment that it connects and anchors, you feel a surge of warm golden light energy connect with your being, illuminate your being, and you feel this energy light you up. If you weren't excited already, you feel the joy and activation of this energy. Take a deep breath here. And as this energy pulls at the top of your crown and shoots out through an opening in your head, it reaches up to the heavens and is met with a column of white light energy. From this column of white light energy, you feel it ground you through your core channel, flowing down into the earth, supporting and fortifying the roots that you've laid. Now take a deep breath here. Feel as this column of white light expands to a 20-mile radius. And take another deep breath. Now watch as this column of white light energy expands to a 100-mile radius. It's not just this column of white light expanding. This is your bigness expanding. You are expanding. And just as your light expanded to 10 miles, to 20 miles, to 100 miles, take a deep breath here and watch as this column of white light expands until it completely covers the planet. Because this is you. This is how big you are meant to be. Because you are both small as this physical body and as big as this planet. You are both a human being and a cosmic planetary energy. As you feel the bigness of your energy and groundedness in this experience, I want you to think about your intention for today's reading. And when you're ready, I want you to drop me an emoji. So gently, 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 you can bring your awareness back to your fingers and back to your toes, and gently bat your eyelashes open. When you're ready. So don't be shy. Don't be shy. Drop me some emojis, guys. And I was trying something new with the meditation, because usually I do the really breathy, airy, let's talk slow, let's talk monotone, with the meditation. So I tried something new today. So let me know what you thought of it. And give me a second here, because someone's dropping me an emoji and I can't see your name. So let me see if I could look you up on the Facebook page. Let's see here. Okay, whoever dropped a brain, if I could have your name, because your name is not showing up on, it's not showing up here. Okay, so I'm going to start with Denise. And Denise, let me know if I'm saying your name correctly. It's really important for me to have respect for your name and your identity and your energy. So I want to know that I am saying it right. Okay, so whoever wrote I dropped the brain, I don't know why, but your comments are showing up on on StreamYard, but it's not showing up in the Facebook group or the Facebook page. So if you could just drop your first name, and that way I will know, because the way that it's showing up right now, you did not give StreamYard permission, so it just tells me Facebook user. Okay, so Denise, I'm just going to connect with your energy. So it's interesting. I see this like indigo colored being, and it almost looked like a tree. And the way I see it, it's like it's a very slender indigo being. And it's not actually the skin is indigo, but it's a person wearing indigo, indigo color, which is like that dark blue color, reaching up to the sky, hands up, and their hair is also like flowing upwards. So it almost looked like a tree because of that whole shape. And this feels like goddess energy, but it feels like a very different kind of goddess energy, because it just looks different from what I normally see. A part of it almost feels like there is maybe like you're not sure if this is something good or something bad, because now when I see it, it actually shows up as like a villain, like the bad guy from a cartoon that I watch with my kids. That's not to say that it actually is a bad guy, but what it means is that it tells me more about what your relationship to it is. Like, what do you think it is? When I ask, is this something, okay, I'm going to take a step back for a second. So I just want to dig into this image that I'm seeing, because this indigo color tells me it has to do with visioning and perspective and like how you view the world. This very like vibrant red hair, the hair is telling me that whenever I see this kind of red, it has to do with identity and safety, and like, who are you? What's the core of you? And what are you grounding in? Which identity are you grounding in? So when I see those two things together, I feel like what you're going through is, I almost feel like you have a hard time seeing yourself as the goddess. Like, I almost feel like this goddess symbol that I see is a representation of you, and that I saw it as a bad guy is your perspective of yourself. And then even as I'm talking about it, it feels like it's really hard for you to digest that is you, and that you are a goddess. When I was asking, like, is this actually a bad person, or like, what is this negative connotation that's attached to it? And I get, no, there's nothing bad about it. It's like this filter overlay that you have. And when we talk about filters and overlays, that has a lot to do with our inherited beliefs. So I talk about this a lot, but our belief system it comes from various parts of our life. There are the beliefs that are handed down through our DNA and through our lineage. There are the beliefs that are what we learn from childhood, from the inception of our life, from birth. There are the beliefs that we carry that are part of our karma. And there are, what's that? Core, I talked about core, DNA, and karma. And then there are the beliefs that we have from just like the purity of our soul. So what this feels like is core and ancestral or genetic belief level. And so I feel like what you're doing is really needing to like rip the filter off or remove the filter and see it for what it is. And so what I'm feeling, when I feel like it's like really hard for you to digest it, I feel like there's a lot of embodiment that needs to happen And embodiment is more than just, are you a living expression of what's going on in your head, but it's also that how connected are you to the body? Like, that's a form of grounding. If you've ever heard of tapping or emotional freedom technique, or it's a form of grounding that really relies on the embodiment. And so what I'm feeling is an embodiment practice and mirror work. So you looking at yourself in the mirror and telling yourself, I love you, you are a goddess. And also hugging yourself. Like, yes, we love affection from other people, but we only seek that. No, not we only seek that. We seek that because we can't find it within ourselves. So when we seek the affection of other people without knowing that we provide that affection to ourselves, what happens is that we are seeking it from the wrong place. Like, it's, our desire is not rooted in self-love. So our desire is rooted in fulfilling the void that we can fill ourselves. So then the relationship is a form of codependency. Like, the affection is a form of codependency, because I can't feel happy unless I get it from the other person that I'm seeking, unless I get it from outside of myself. So what else? I also feel like, because the feeling in the stomach, I felt like I had to rub my belly. And if you rub your lower belly, what that is actually going into your sacral energy center, which is about your pleasure, your creativity. It's our sacred womb space. As female-bodied women, that's our sacred womb space. And showing it love, like massaging yourself, feeling yourself in your lower belly, it's a way to activate and awaken the energy within there. Something that I'm noticing with a lot of women is that we are going through a lot of energy, and a lot of women in a lot of ways, and a lot of the same ways, are stepping into their power. And so all of these structures and relationships that have been in existence for it doesn't matter how long. And what I mean by that is, like, relationships, whether it be parental, family relationships, or romantic relationships, because they're built on outdated structures of woman's got to clean, woman's got to cook, woman's got to take care of the kids and have a career and contribute to the income. Those don't work anymore. So a lot of women are going through this process of, like, womb healing and reclaiming their power. And in this process, a lot of women are also having irregular moon cycles. That was me. I had my own explosive experience with my partner. And the very next day, I got my period, which was 2 weeks early. And I was bleeding so heavily that I needed to change my pad every hour, maybe even sooner. And it got to the point that I was really worried, so I went to the acupuncturist. So a lot of women are having that experience. So if you guys are having that, anyone that's on this live, know that it's because you are going through all of this feminine healing and you're taking back your power. Taking back your power. So to me, this is what it is. I led with self-love. I led with self-love on this stream, but you are going through this experience of self-love and being able to see yourself as the goddess and visionary, and to allow yourself to flow in your identity and worship that woman, because worship and celebrate her in all of her existence, and allowing yourself to vision alongside this person. Okay, so is there anything else for Denise? No. All right. So Denise, I'm just going to disconnect with your energy. So thank you so much for letting me read for you. I hope that resonates, and please share in the comments if that hits for you. I'm going to read for, okay, so I'm going to read for Lisa and then Aisha, and because I think it's just us three right now. So I'll do Aisha and then Lisa. Okay. So Aisha, I see it's, I think you've sent me this picture. It's of you and your daughter. So it has to do with you and your daughter. And I see you, it's like I see this photo that I think you've sent to me. And when I see this photo, I see you posing in the photo with your daughter, and I think I see her wearing a red dress. And when I put motion into this photo, I see you and you're just playing with her, you're tickling her, and you're just having so much fun with her, and you're so happy. And when I feel into this energy, it feels like you're not there right now. So why aren't you there? It feels like your daughter is always like I see her being pulled away, and I see her at your fingertips. So it's not that necessarily, I know I said it looks like she's being pulled away, but what I feel like is that she is within arm's reach. And so it doesn't feel like it's comfortable. It doesn't feel like you're in a place of comfort. It doesn't feel like you are comfortable with where you are with her and how you have her. Interesting. So I see you, and it's like you're swimming up a river, and you're swimming upstream. And water always represents to me like emotions, relationships. But for this, it feels like it's your subconscious. So it feels like I've known you for a while, and thank you so much for always supporting me. Aisha, it feels like you're working against your intuition. And that's what it feels like seeing you swimming upstream in the river. And your intuition is so expansive, because this is not a small river. It's actually a very wide river. And it feels like, it reminds me of like Sedona or Utah, because I see a lot of red rock everywhere. And the river is like quite full. And so what this tells me is that you have so much energy flowing to you, but that you are working against it. And it feels like you're working against it because it's like you're efforting, you're trying to do things, you're trying to do this, do that, but that it comes from a left brain from right brain, but it comes from a place of like trying to rationalize it. And I know that it could feel very scary to surrender and just do the thing that doesn't quite make sense to you. But that's not what trusting your intuition is about. It's not about making sense of everything. It's about trust. So if you can trust yourself, then you will see that your intuition has been guiding you this whole time, and that you are abundant, that you are cared for, that you are safe, secure, and protected. And so what you can do, I always tell people this because this is what I do. Take baby steps. You are getting nudges and hunches all the freaking time. So what you can do is follow the little ones. Follow the little ones. And I heard, honey, there are no little ones. And if they're telling me there are no little ones, it's because you've been ignoring it for so long. And when you ignore it, the energy just turns it up a notch and amplifies it because they're trying to get your attention. And so, let's see. I was trying to feel into, well, what could you do? What could you do if there are no little nudges because you've been running from yourself, you've been ignoring yourself, and you haven't been listening to it. And I see you praying, and I see you praying and connecting with angelic energy. And so it feels like that is a place of comfort for you, and that you can work with that to guide you. But know that whatever you ask for, you're going to get. So if you're asking for the angels to guide you to do, to feel more abundance, if you are asking the angels to guide you to be at more ease with your daughter, if you're asking the angels to guide you to keep you two always together, then you need to also be committed to doing the work, which is, if your angels are guiding you, you're going to listen to them. And that's not to say, I just smell perfume. I'm in an office by myself, and I'm in a co-working space, and I'm the only one on this side of the building because everyone is gone. And I smell perfume so strong. Okay, let me tell you what this perfume smells like. It reminds me of, it's floral for sure. It kind of reminds me of roses. If roses were like a warm blanket with cream, that's what it smells like. And so I actually feel like this comes up because I think it's coming up for me because I feel like this is something that will show up for you. So as I was saying, like, you have to be committed to surrender and do the work that your guides and your angels are leading you to. But it feels like there might be a part of you that's like, I don't know if I can trust it. I don't know. If you are asking for help, whether it be in the etheric realm or whether it be, a real life person, if you ask for help and someone helps you, if you receive the help that you are asking for, isn't that what you were wanting to happen? So this comes from a belief of meaning what we say. So being very intentional and saying what we mean. And so this is an opportunity to dig deeper, and it's like, what do I really want? And before you go asking for help, be very intentional and be very mindful of where you're coming from and what it is that you truly need and what you are committed to. Because you may say that you need, I need someone to walk with me. And then that's not really what you are committed to. Like if someone says, oh, I'll walk with you, and you're like, I don't think I'm going to do it. So that's something to think about. It also, so I'm seeing, I feel like this is about the relationship between you and your daughter, because I see it's like she's sitting on a stool. So it's like you guys are still in the photography studio and she's sitting on the stool, and then it's you that's walking away. It's you that walks away from your daughter. So it's almost like, what level of commitment do you have to her? It can't just be like, I want you here. It's got to be, I'm all in for you to be here and support you to have you here. And so, let's see. Yeah, so I see you go back, and it's like commitment looks like, instead of you walking away and leaving her there, is that you take her with you. That you realize that she's on this journey with you every step of the way, and that she is everything that you're doing. She is present with you. That, like, because this is for her as much as it is for you. Okay, it feels like that is complete. So Aisha, go ahead and drop in the comments how that resonated for you. And then Lisa, I'm just going to clear my energy from Aisha. Okay, so Lisa, I feel like what this is going to be about is about compartmentalization. So I see this square box, and thank you, Aisha. I see this square box, and it's like this beautiful holographic glitter pattern. And within this box, or this cube, is an egg. And out comes the egg, and the egg also has, there's no texture, but it's got this like ombre robin's egg effect on it. And so when I see this egg crack, I still don't see you. It's like there's another protective layer inside of it. And so that's why I mentioned compartmentalization. It feels like there's who you are, like the truth of who you are at the core, that person put, like in meditation, we visualize, we put a protective shield around us. It's like you put the protective shield to put another protective shield, to put another shield, to put another shield, and then put you in a neat little box. And at some point, we have to, it's like these are boundaries, right? And for a lot of people that enter spiritual development and psychic development for the first time, they're freaked out. They're super freaked out from like seeing ghosts and stuff. And so they do all the protection, they burn all the sage, get all the whatever crystals, and they just have this reliance on these tools to the point that it dishonors your sovereignty. Because sovereignty is about authority and knowing who is the authority in your life. Spoiler alert, it's you, not anyone else, it's you. And so I bring up this story of ghosts, like people's encounters with ghosts and like being afraid of them. But the point is not to like protect yourself and not experience anything, because you are stronger than that. You are more empowered than that. You are the authority and they are not. And so the idea is that you go into the place and just kind of know, like, I'm here, but you can't mess with me, because I know my power, I know my boundaries, and I don't need boundaries with you because you can't touch me, period. So it feels like that because you have all of these, you're a matryoshka, those nesting toys, and you've hidden yourself in the deepest layers to the point that we can't see you. And the idea is that you can release each layer, be more of yourself, allow more of that expression to show. allow more of it out. And you don't have to do it like right away and just like break the biggest one, break all of them and just be you. Again, baby steps. So shed a layer. How does that feel? Adjust to it. Allow your nervous system to recalibrate to what it feels like. And this is what life is. You have gone through many different experiences where people told you that you're too much, you're not like the little box of what you don't fit into the box. You don't measure up to the checklist. And so each of these layers represents each of those times that you experienced that and you needed to protect yourself because everyone else is telling you that you don't fit in. And I feel that strongly. It's heavy. It's heavy. That's why there are so many layers to you. But today is a different day and you are a different person. And so you can let go of one of those layers and you could feel in that baby step. Because you don't have to take a big step. You could take a baby step. But you can feel it in that baby step. Wow. So I can reveal this side of myself. It really is safe. And then you reveal to yourself, you learn your truth of who you are and that it is safe to be you. And you might even realize in that moment that you reveal a bit of yourself and that you allow yourself to be you and find safety in that. Yes, give yourself permission to let go. So in that moment, you could feel that, recalibrate to that. And you might even make the realization that all those people were wrong. All those people were scared. All those people were projecting on me. And it's because they weren't ready for this. But are you ready for this? Because I think you're ready for this. I think you're ready for this. I think that's why it's coming up. I think that's why you're doing quantum healing. You're ready for it. So break those layers off. Because I'm seeing that deep down, I finally see who is deep down on the inside. And it's this beautiful opal, like that beautiful opal rainbowy gem on the inside. And when I think of opal, I know a lot of people say that opal is delicate, and that's not what I feel is coming through. But if you've ever seen Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler, it's a great movie. But the whole movie revolves around these really special opals out in, I think it's Egypt or somewhere in the Middle East or like Northern Africa. And this gem is just so powerful. Like Kevin Durant is obsessed with it and it just makes him feel so powerful. And that's what's coming up, is that you are this really powerful gem and it's time for you to shed the layers and step into your power. And know that when you do that, that like a electric pulse you set off through all of the women around you. As you recalibrate, they are recalibrating to you too. So it is empowering for you and it's empowering for your community because you are setting this energy through the fucking community. So pardon my French, but it was needed. So after you have your healing session, I want you to check in with me. And I don't know if you're in my Facebook group, Lisa, but check in with me, drop in there what changes within you after that session. Because I want to hear it, because I feel like big things are happening for you. And it doesn't have to be, big things don't have to be huge, performative. It doesn't have to be like advertise, but big things can shift within you that no one can see, and it's still big. And I feel like something big is happening within you. And I see this because I see you with so much peace and so much calm and ease and just openness, like pure openness, and just like receiving and emanating, like so much energy being passed around. Big Oprah energy is what I call it. And that does feel completely sad. So thank you so much for letting me read for you. I'm just going to disconnect. And you guys, this felt really good to do something very different, in even setting an intention for like doing self-love readings. So stay tuned. If you're not on my mailing list, join my mailing list, because I will likely change the date, the time, the format of how I do these lives. But I love them because I love to stay connected with you all. And yes, so thank you so much for being here. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. I'm actually going to go ahead to an acupuncture appointment because, real quick story, ever since having kids, I have had a very irregular period. At one point, I was, can you get healing, quantum healing, if you have mental illness? It depends. So you can get quantum healing as long as you're not schizophrenic, I believe it is. But you know what? I will message you and double check. But I want to say you can. It is not recommended. Actually, you cannot do it if you are on any substances. So that's part of the prep work, is that you can't be drunk. You can't be on any kind of synthetic or even plant medicine prior, because that will alter. So when it comes to medication, it will alter your ability to connect and release and allow your subconscious to take the front stage. Because in hypnosis, you are relaxing and allowing your conscious mind to take a break and allow your subconscious mind to take over. And our subconscious mind is connected to our intuition and our higher self, or we can call it your superconscious mind. And so when you are on medication, what it does is it controls your body functions. And so then there becomes a synthetic process in your being, and that inhibits the fullness of your superconscious from coming through. Because every bit of your body is connected to your mental, emotional well-being. So, so back to my story real quick. My moon cycle has been very irregular ever since having kids. And if you guys have been following along on my journey, I had a really tough time adjusting to motherhood and being a mom. I suffered from postpartum depression. And so when we think about embodiment and what does our womb space and our reproductive organs have to do with our being, our soul. And that space, as I spoke about it, it's your womb space, it's your creative energy. And to dig even deeper as women, that is where our femininity, our feminine energy, what makes us a woman, that's where it resides. That's where our hormones are. That's where our uterus is. And so when it's out of balance, it's an indicator that our relationship to our intuition, being in the flow, and owning our women empowerment, the balance is out of whack. And so over the years, I've been going to my gynecologist trying to find out, like, why is my period so irregular? Because at one point I would have it for 4 weeks straight, heavy the whole time. And I would maybe get a week break in between getting it for another month. And then this last time when I had my explosive, with a vengeance moon cycle, I went to an acupuncturist, and that's a natural method, like very much just like promoting the well-being and the process of your body and supporting it. And I started on day 2 of my moon cycle going to the acupuncturist, and as crazy and heavy as it was, it ended within 5 days and went really quickly, went back to a regular flow. And if I knew back then what I know now, I never would have wasted so much time going to my gynecologist and getting the runaround and being forced in. I wasn't forced into an IUD. I agreed to the IUD. But what the IUD does is it suppresses your hormones. It suppresses your womanhood, your woman energy. So food for thought. Thank you again so much for being here. Join the mailing list to stay in touch and up to date on what I'm going to be doing with these weekly lives. But I love you so much. Have a wonderful weekend.